if I traded it all.
Welcome back, everyone. We're still live on Facebook. I have with me now Dr. Clifford Olson, and he is the owner of Applied Hearing Solutions. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thanks for having me, Carol. I appreciate it. So I'm a doctor of audiology, and a lot of people might not know what an audiologist is, but
What's an audiologist?
Right, yeah, so what did you say is usually the joke that they say when I say I'm an audiologist. But for those who don't know what an audiologist is, it is the medical professional who identifies, diagnoses, and treats hearing loss and balance disorders. Okay, so it's something where if you have a hearing loss or some kind of dizziness, you will be seeing an audiologist at some point in your near future.
Now, okay, so you obviously, when you work with someone, how do they know whether or not they even have hearing loss? So, I mean, I know when I say to somebody, what'd you say, right?
Right.
What are some of the symptoms?
Yeah, so a couple of the simple things that you'll notice is that you find yourself maybe not having a problem, quote unquote, hearing, but understanding what people are saying. So the common report is, well, I can hear them talking, I just can't really understand what they're saying. And so that's a huge clue that there's actually a hearing loss there that is preventing you from getting clarity in what people are saying. But there's other little clues that you'll find around the house, right? So your TV, you might listen to the TV louder and your wife or husband is telling you to turn the volume down. And when you do that, you can't quite hear as well, right? So, and then, of course, it's always a thing. If you find yourself repeating, having people repeat things to you often, that is another way to identify if you might be having difficulty hearing. And trust me when I say this, if you're married, your spouse will probably let you know.
Absolutely. So are your kids. Believe me. Believe me. Okay, so you have a unique background, and I wanted you to talk a little bit about that and how you got into this in the first place.
Right. So, I mean, I had no idea what an audiologist was until I went into the military. So in 2002, I went into the Marines, and in boot camp, I actually failed my hearing test. Okay, and so at that point, they asked me, Cliff, recruit Olson, do you want to go home, or do you want to see if we can apply for a waiver and keep you in? And so at that point in time, I'm like, absolutely, I want to stay in the Marines, right? And get through boot camp and serve my career in the military. So I got to know an audiologist really well from all the retesting that I had to do at that point. And so that it was in the back of my mind. And so I went through the rest of my tour of duty. No waiver was ever gotten, and it was just kind of something that was swept under the rug. And so I got to do some really cool things in my time in the military. I was a scout sniper, served in security forces, really cool things. But when I got out, I went back to college for an exercise science degree because I love to exercise.
No, there's exercise.
Exercise
okay.
science.
Science.
But here's the thing. I didn't really want to be a personal trainer. I wanted to, and nothing against personal trainers, but I wanted something that had more of an impact. And so when I was looking at what I could do after graduating, for some reason, audiology just kept coming back into my mind, and that's what I want to pursue. And so that's kind of how I ended up applying to schools, and somehow I tricked the University of Illinois to let me in, and it's been, I've been passionate about it ever since.
You are. Now, you're located in Anthem. The website is appliedhearingaz.com. You can call them. That number is 623-777-5943. And maybe it's you. What I like about my show, it's sort of, all these people out there that are listening that you're networking with. So it may be someone that you or yourself have something that you're dealing with, or maybe it's your significant other that can't hear. And so you want to tell them about this. And it's usually the women that are the catalyst. Come on, honey, I heard this. Come on, let's go ahead. Let's do this. So you women out there that are listening that, tell your husbands, let's go. Let's get you a hearing aid. And they're a lot different today than they were a long time ago. Okay, so what is it that you're so passionate about with this?
Yep, so the thing that I noticed really early on is that, humans have 5 senses, right? And audiology is one that deals with one of those senses and basically brings it back. And so the impact that you have from a communication standpoint when you fix someone's hearing difficulty and you start reconnecting them with family and friends. And let me give you a for instance. I had a patient who's terminally ill, which means that he knew within 6 months that he was no longer going to be with us. and he decided that he wanted to pursue hearing treatment. And you got to remember, this guy went through years of having a hearing difficulty and had treatment before, and it wasn't working for him. He came in, we ended up treating him, and first off, he didn't trust me at all, right? I mean, he had gone through years of unsuccessful hearing treatment. And I got a call from his daughter 4 months later after he had passed away, and she said that the most important thing to him was the fact that he could hear his family in his last days.
Wow. That's awesome. I wasn't prepared for that, but I can really appreciate what you just said. That is so awesome. So you also have a YouTube channel that you want to talk a little bit about. It is Applied Hearing Solutions with an S?
With an S.
.com. Oh, no, that's the one for the YouTube is just Applied Hearing Solutions. And you have a lot of videos on there. What are they going to tell them a little bit about?
Yeah, so if you have questions about hearing loss or what really good hearing treatment is, going to my YouTube channel, Applied Hearing Solutions, has a bunch of different videos that I've recorded. You get to see my smiling face, not just my happy voice here on the radio, and actually get a perspective of other people who have had hearing loss and difficulties and what we were actually able to do about it.
That's a wonderful thing that we have that now, this YouTube, so that everybody can kind of check these things out. And of course, I know there's a ton of different types of hearing aids out there that are way different than that now, and you have to kind of learn about it. You have to find out what's right for you on this too. So you can go to that YouTube channel, which is Applied Hearing Solutions, and also you can check him out on his website, which is appliedhearingaz.com. You can also call them direct. Their number is 623-777-5943. So, tell us what's a little bit different about what you do versus, the other hearing aid clinics that are out there.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I follow very specific process when I'm working with a patient. The first thing is I need to get to know them on a personal level. It's not just about getting the hearing test and finding out where they have a decline in hearing at. I need to know very specifically what areas they're struggling in and what areas that they want extra help in. And once I have all of that information, then I'm able to actually do my job well instead of just treating based off of that hearing exam, okay? The next thing is that I follow very specific fundamentals of treating hearing loss. They're called best practices in my industry. And here's the crazy thing about it. 70% of hearing care professionals do not follow best practices, which...
What are the best practices?
Right. No, I know, right? It's mind-boggling. There's a bunch of them, right? The main one that I say is the most important one is real ear measures. What this does is it verifies that a hearing aid is actually fit to your prescription for your hearing loss. If you do not use real ear measures, you have absolutely no idea whether or not that hearing aid is meeting your prescription.
Wow.
Okay? Big deal,
A lot of people don't do that.
And 70% don't.
Wow.
Okay? So if you're lucky, you'll find yourself in a clinic that does, right? And if you find one that does, I absolutely recommend that you go to them, okay? But the next thing is that the amount of precision that it takes to do a hearing aid fitting well is extreme. And so I am not OCD by any means, but when it comes to a hearing aid fitting, I become OCD.
I love that.
Right? And so not only do you have to follow these fundamentals, you have to follow them with extreme precision. Otherwise, you will not reach your maximum success. The very last part about it is that you need to include, or I include the patient in on the decisions that are being made. So they understand why. Not just that, oh, I need to wear this and you tell me what to do. That's not how it works. It's I show you and I explain to you why we're doing what we're doing. And that goes a long way when a patient takes a little bit of ownership in their hearing treatment.
Well, you have a lot of the information that's on those YouTube channels that you've created for everybody out there. You can check them out. It's Applied Hearing Solutions. You can check those videos out there. You can also check him out on his website. It's appliedhearingaz.com, located in Anthem, and their number is 623-777-5943. So we have, just a couple of minutes, okay?
Yep.
And what I want to do is, so most people are in denial about this.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you that sometimes I even wonder if I've lost my hearing by wearing these for 10 years, and I listen to it pretty loud. But, really, there are a lot of people, that's the first thing, is they are in denial. What can you suggest to someone out there who might be living with someone like that or what have you?
Right. So this is a big issue, right? There's a lot of people out there who have hearing loss who might not know that or might not really want to do something about it. But if you're the loved one of one of those individuals, get them to come in to an audiology clinic, come into my office. Part of what I do is help getting through to that individual, help them understand the importance of it, right? And so a couple things with this. First thing is that untreated hearing loss leads to cognitive decline, and also untreated hearing loss will disconnect you with friends and family. And so you're not just affecting yourself by being in denial, you're affecting everyone who's around you and who loves you.
Check out those YouTube channel, which is Applied Hearing Solutions. You can also check him out on his website, which is appliedhearingaz.com. The number is 623-777-5943. Whether it's you, whether it's someone that you know, when you're dealing with something like this, it's a sensitive issue. For some reason, it's really sensitive, and not everybody wants to, but there's a ton of new, they must come out with something new all the time, and they're easy for other people, and not only going to help yourself, you're going to help everybody else as well. And so it's something that you should look into. Again, it is Applied Hearing Solutions right there on YouTube channel, or you can check him out at appliedhearingaz.com.